Not until a few centuries ago did the idea of the moon as a place, 250,000 miles away, gain wide currency. And in that brief flicker of time, we've gone from the earliest steps in understanding the moon's nature to walking and joyriding on its surface. We calculated how objects move in space, liquefied oxygen from the air, invented big rockets, telemetry, reliable electronics, inertial guidance, and much else. And then we sailed out into the sky. I was lucky enough to be involved in the Apollo program, but I don't blame people who think the whole thing was faked in a Hollywood movie studio. In the late Roman Empire, pagan philosophers had attacked Christian doctrine on the ascension to heaven of the body of Christ and on the promised bodily resurrection of the dead, for the good reason that the force of gravity pulls down all earthly bodies. St. Augustine rejoined in these words: "If human skill can by some contrivance fabricate vessels that float out of metals which sink, how much more credible is it that God, by some hidden mode of operation, should even more certainly effect that these earthly masses be emancipated from the chains that bind them to earth." That humans should one day discover such a mode of operation was beyond imagining. 1,500 years later, we emancipated ourselves. The achievement elicited an amalgam of awe and concern. Some remembered the story of the Tower of Babel. Some, Orthodox Muslims among them, felt that setting foot on the moon's surface was impudence and sacrilege. Many greeted it as a turning point in history. The moon is no longer unattainable. A dozen humans, all Americans, have made those odd bounding motions they called moonwalks on the crunchy, cratered, ancient gray lava, beginning on that July day in 1969. But since 1972, no one from any nation has ventured back. Indeed, none of us has gone anywhere since the glory days of Apollo, except into low Earth orbit. Like a toddler who takes a few tentative steps outward and then, breathless, retreats to the safety of his mother's skirts.